Hi, I'm Jemmy, and if you're new here, I do art stuff on occasion. Now I know this will be my first video going up on YouTube, but I do stream on Twitch. I basically do digital paintings over there, or little cartoon sketches or whatever. And I also do post art stuff I do onto my Instagram. So all of those pop up on the screen for you, so you can check those out if you're kind of curious about what I do here artistically. So this year will be my first year to try to attempt to be a part of Inktober. Just to give a little bit of a history with that, I tried, or I wanted to last year, but I didn't prepare for it. So October 1st came and all I had was a sketchbook ready, and I just didn't do it, and I just kind of gave up on it. So it's like I saw all the stuff starting back up for Inktober, and I'm like, oh, I really want to do this year, even though I know it's not a good year for me to attempt a month-long challenge that will be kind of consuming like this. My goal is to tackle these and create simple drawings, but full drawings. And that's why I have such a small sketchbook. This is what we're going to start with talking about, because I'm just going to talk about what I'm working with. But so I will be very busy and on the go in October. I'll be out of town. There's lots of stuff and lots of hurdles for me. So I don't even have an expectation of actually being able to complete my first year of Inktober, but I want to try. It just seems like a lot of fun. I do like sketchbook work, and I do want to practice better sketchbook habits. I'm pretty frequent with sketchbooks, but I'd like to be better. Always room for improvement. So anyways, to start off, I bought this little sketchbook off of Amazon. It is just a little Midori. The paper is supposedly sketch quality. Somebody said they used ink on it and it seemed to work okay. I don't know. So I have a backup sketchbook, but I really wanted this one because it had the cute kitty on it. Yeah, I have a backup Canson. Let me grab it. If this one does not meet my standards with dealing with wet media, I'll be using just this Canson mixed media that I had laying around that's ready to go. But I really just wanted a cute sketchbook, and this one is a little smaller, so it's a little better for on the go. So we'll get to inks next, since that is the thing. So first off, I have never worked with inks before, actually, real inks. I've used like pens and whatnot, obviously, but I've never used actual inks from pots. So I got some Dr. P.H. Martin's iridescent copper gold plate, because gold. The Daler Rowney Black India ink just seemed like a cheap ink. Because if I don't like this, I don't want to spend too much money on it. And then I also got a white, because I plan on working with mostly grayscales and stuff, maybe with like hints of color here, there, and everywhere. So the days where I don't have time to do ink washes, I have a grayscale marker set that I'm going to throw into my bag. These were not purchased for Inktober. They were just something I've had. These are okay markers if you like alcohol markers. It's the grayscale set of the Premiers. Come from AC Moore if you're curious. We're gonna I'm gonna take those out and put them into my pencil case, which, let me just show you. It came from Walmart. It's just a little skulls on it. It's pretty cute. Oh, I have stuff laying out. So I have these 3 like brush pens. They came from Wish. I don't remember what they were called, and I couldn't even attempt to read that. But they were brush pens, and everybody goes crazy for a brush pen. So this is the largest one, the SB58. And so that means this would be the smallest one, which is more like a pen nib, but they are not smear proof. I do know that for a fact. They do tend to smear, so it's kind of a don't put wet media on top of these. To go with the ink pens, because I've never used them before, I did get a dip pen set. We'll see how this goes. I've used a dip pen before. It wasn't mine, and it was a very short, brief moment. I don't like the way they scratch against paper, and then yeah, I don't know if it was the nib or what, but it just kind of blotted on the paper, so that became a mess. And when you're working with art, that will ruin the piece. So I don't know if I'll like this, but we'll give it a shot. This is just a simple dip pen set. I didn't want to spend too much. These I have laying around, several of these. I'm sure a lot of people will recognize the Uni-ball Signo, the caps upside down, white gel pen. Always need a white gel pen. So I pulled out my Staedtler Fineliners, just in the set, the 1, 3, 5, and 7. They're all right. For pencil sketches and pre-sketches to kind of get things down, I have just a Draftline mechanical pencil because this needs to be on the go. So I really didn't want to deal with pencil shavings. I actually prefer wooden pencils for drawing and sketching, but as this needs to be an on-the-go set, I just can't deal with having a sharpener. Where do I dump that sharpener and all that stuff? I don't want to mess with it, so we're gonna do mechanical pencils. And just for funsies, we have a PaperMate Clearpoint with the colored lead. They said they were new at Walmart. These I did not actually get for Inktober. I got these because I like to sketch in color sometimes, and I thought I'd give those a try. I really did like these. I really have liked these. They're really, really nice. The erasers though, not so nice. Like they just kind of smear into it. So I have a really nice eraser, which I didn't even put in this kit. I didn't put any erasers. Oh, big mistake there. But anyways, of course, 0.5 lead refill. Because again, you don't want to be caught without it. Just a regular speedball. No, this is Acroball, like ballpoint pen. Nothing really fancy, but just in case I want a ballpoint pen. And then the holy grail of fine liners, apparently, the Micron set. So I'm excited to be able to use these. I don't use the Microns a whole lot because I am not a big, I'm a lineless person. I don't do a whole lot of inking, and I do a lot of work, more finessed and polished work is usually digital for me. And then also in my pouch, if I wanted to do ink washes on the go, I wanted to make sure I had a way to handle that. So we have a plunger just to kind of pull some water and put it in a mixing tray or whatever's handy for that. But I still haven't figured out the brush situation on the go, so that may just be for home use. And we'll just take the markers for on the go. And then the ink pots stay at home as well. But these are my supplies that I will be using. Oh, that does not make a nice sound. For Inktober. So let's kind of get into it because I wanted to test in the sketchbooks these supplies to kind of see how everything went and works with the paper, because I don't want to get caught unaware if this sketchbook is going to be a no-go. I want to be able to swap out before Inktober starts, and then I also want to know how it works with the supplies if I'm going to end up working with it, so I'm not caught unaware and end up with a big inky mess that is now like unfixable, because this is a cream paper as well, which is probably not in my best interest because you can't white out on cream. Anyways, so let's get started. I'm the kind of person who likes to swatch and stuff in the back, so just because this paper is kind of thin and I'm really kind of curious about how well it's going to perform, it's supposedly coated and it's kind of like, so you know, we're gonna do like Inktober test on there. You can kind of see through it, but these are just regular printer paper that I'm using as a bleed page. So let's get some water in my palette tray and let's just do a test. This will be kind of a review of this notebook, and so that's kind of nice. So this one looks like the most transparent. So we'll start with that on this paper. The water is starting to buckle it. it doesn't go through, and it does buckle just a little bit. So let's just do a straight in. Ooh. Woo! That's so black. This just, oh, it feels so permanent now. I'm like so scared of this. The paper, I don't know. The ink does okay on top of it, but if you add water, it starts to get a little buckly. There, but we know that now that ink washes maybe aren't the best option. So we'll go in with white next because I like to make mistakes. Oh, it's very goopy. And see how well that goes on this paper. What kind of ink is this? It's so thick. It's thick like paint. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that'll serve its purpose though, for just bringing out a little bit of highlight though. This one's a little thinner than the white, but I do like the way it kind of goes down. So let's get into the fun stuff. Let's do the markers, because we know that's gonna go through the paper. Yeah, like that goes through, but nothing surprising there. Let's do like a blend test with markers. I'll do like the lighter ones, the Cool Gray 7 and Cool Gray 5, because that's gonna really like layer in. So let's kind of like see how all that goes. Okay, so blended those out. Not the best, but you know, we're just, yeah. It goes through, but it doesn't buckle the paper or anything like the inks do. You know, that paper's buckling under those inks. Even just like the black ink was okay. Maybe it's, these are things to remember, but I don't really like what's going on here with these inks as it's drying. The ink wash, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to do ink wash. And it looks like the paper got chewed up, so, ooh. That may not be happening. So let's try these pens. Yeah. I just can't see it. Which means you guys probably can definitely not see that. I would imagine you just need to put it over a marker or something, yeah. So all right, this sketchbook's good for, I have to decide. Do I desperately want ink washes? I really probably should not, honestly, because I need this really to be an on-the-go palette, and ink washing is, it chews up the paper. We'll use markers for grays, I think, and I can get a nice solid deep black, a nice, you know what, I didn't use the dip pen. I don't know, am I supposed to really saturate the nib? I don't even know. I should probably look up a tutorial. That is like the worst D. Well, now it's all up there, but it's not at the nib. What am I doing wrong? How does this work? All right. Yeah, I think I need some work on figuring out how to work dip pens, because, yeah. I don't know, but that doesn't seem right. It just quickly empties. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably doing something wrong, or these nibs are terrible because they're cheap. Not to say that cheap things are bad, just, you know, some cheap things are bad, and there's lots of really cheap things that are good. But I will say personally, I don't know what it is, but I've had bad luck with De La Rowney cheap art supplies. They're nicer, more expensive line of stuff might be better. So, you know, you always test your supplies before you jump into anything like this, because every day for 31 days, you don't have time to kind of figure this out on the fly and then ruin a piece and then have to start over. Daily prompts like this, I've done daily stuff, not for art before, but for other things. They can be quite time consuming, and you always need to prepare beforehand, which is probably where I went wrong last year and why it didn't even start, because I just didn't get things started. So ink washes are out for me, but hopefully keep an eye on my Instagram if you're curious about what I'm going to be up to. I will probably be posting there sporadically of more pieces that I'm more proud of. I will try to do an Inktober sketchbook walkthrough as soon as I finish all the prompts, because I plan on doing all the prompts. May not get it all in Inktober, but I plan on doing them all just to kind of push myself. I work well with prompts and goal-oriented things. So anyways, good luck out there, fellow Inktober challengers. Good luck.